I'd like to call tonight's City of Covington Planning Commission meeting to order
Mr. Boone?
here.
Mr. Davidson?
Here.
Ms. Swords?
Here.
Mr. Celestine?
Here.
Mr. Villery?
Here.
Mr. Rapp?
Here.
Let's stand for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right.
The mood lighting.
Are we not moving fast enough?
We'll be serving something. I've already gone out of order, so we won't do the roll call. I have the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. Commissioners, if you would make any comments for any amendments or changes, I'll take them now. If not, I'll entertain a motion. Have a motion and a second.
Villery? Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Swords?
Yes.
Mr. Celestine?
Yes.
Mr. Villery?
Yes.
Mr. Rapp?
Yes.
Okay, we have one case. The case of, it's very difficult to see. No. Okay, well, am I being punked? We have case number 23-11-01, major subdivision. The request for tentative major subdivision approval for the subdivision of the 18.81 acre plot of land located in section 45, township 6 South, range 11 East, the city of Covington, Parish of St. Tammany, located on Brevet Boulevard and US Highway 190 bypass, also known as Ronald Reagan. The petitioners, Jared Rickey, and the owners, Covington Education Complex. Yes, Mr. Rodriguez.
I'll give you some background on it in general. Do they have the site plan on? So, this is the last remaining portion of the Corvette tract, which initially started as an approximately 50-acre parcel. And the property was subject to a special intergovernmental agreement with the city dating back to the Villery administration, which at the time had to do with the sale, before the sales tax sharing plan. It was a methodology of encouraging the Corvettes to annex them to the city. And what that development agreement basically did was provide certain in development intensities on the property. X amount of industrial, X amount of multifamily, X amount of commercial. The property theoretically zoned CR, the entire tract. All of the rest of it has been sold. Well, this has been sold, but the rest of it has been developed. So prior to this buyer, the last prospective buyer wanted to put 580 apartments on this site, which caused the city quite a bit of angst for several reasons: traffic, utility availability, and so on. So the current owner bought the property and is going with all commercial uses in lieu of multifamily that's still left, and also in lieu of approximately 15%, what would that be? About 9 acres of potential industrial use is still available to the Corvettes, which is beyond commercial use. So this developer has agreed to solely commercial, eliminating any multifamily and eliminating any of the potential 9 acres of industrial left under the Corvette agreement. So the city is happy with that. If you look at the site plan, you're going to see, and certainly your familiarity with the site will tell you that the developer has already constructed the dyslexia school and is in the process already of expanding the dyslexia school. The developer has already constructed the gymnastics studio, and the developer has already constructed the St. Tammany Parish Hospital clinic that's going on site. All of those developments, or they're not development, but construction was done in conjunction with the city engineer, with the city administration, for a couple of reasons. One, they were absolutely permitted under the unified ownership of one lot. But secondly, the city felt the need to facilitate the opening of the dyslexia school as soon as possible. So the dyslexia school has been open over a year and a half. Construction on the dyslexia school, with the full support of the city, was started 2.5 years ago. And if, as you may know, the dyslexia school immediately filled and now is exceeding the demand and is being expanded. Likewise, St. Tammany Parish Hospital was seeking cooperation to allow this needed family practice clinic. It's also understandably going to be some type of a nurse on-site training for nurses. That building has been completed and will be ready for delivery in December. And the reason they're moving forward with the subdivision is to allow these parcels to now be leased to the ultimate owners, and it will also give them 4 additional lots for potential commercial development. If you look, you've got 6 commercial lots being created out of 18 acres. That's pretty loose, or pretty minimal density per se on a commercial project, because you have a 6-acre lot, you have a 2.5-acre lot, and you have a 3.8, almost a 4-acre lot. So you got some pretty big lots. I would also, again, point out that all of this development has been subject to review throughout the process, because frankly, this is a very hybrid presentation to you. It's almost unheard of. In fact, I've never seen in my 44 years where you've got construction that is completed both in the roadways, drainage, detention, and actual 3 fairly sizable buildings already constructed on the site that you are considering for re-subdivision. But I will tell you unequivocally, everything they've done is in absolute compliance with both the engineering, the building department, the building inspector, and now they're trying to complete this in a commercial fashion where all these existing uses are acknowledged as having sites of their own. For example, St. Tammany Parish Hospital desires to lease that building on a long-term basis with a lease purchase where they'll eventually be the owner. The dyslexia school is leasing and wants to firm up the lease on a lot, not just the building. So the bottom line is, now, I will tell you this, all of the infrastructure has been reviewed for conceptual perspective, but they still, before they come back to you in January for final, Cali has to finish all of the final inspections and review all their, whatever they submit, I don't know how to do it. But the bottom line is the administration, neither Public Works, engineering, planning department, city attorney, mayor, have no objection to this project because we literally have worked with them for day one. From day one, they came to us and said, what do we need to do?
Right. Commissioners, do you have any comments for Rod at this time, or would you like to hear from the petitioner? And then have. Okay. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, Jared Rickey, 17940 Painters Row, Covington, Louisiana, 70435. Thank y'all tonight for considering our request, and after Mr. Roderick's presentation, I don't know what more I can add, other than the fact just to simply thank the city and all the departments he spoke about and everybody that we've been working with for a couple of years on this project. It really was facilitated. This couldn't have been done in this manner if the city wouldn't have helped us and facilitated it. The major push was obviously trying to get the school opened for the school year that they needed, and then get the addition done for the school as well. And at the same time, St. Tammany Parish Hospital System had a pretty aggressive date that they wanted the GME building open. Mr. Rodriguez is correct that it is a clinic-type facility, but it's also a teaching facility. That's what GME stands for, Graduate Medical Educational Building, where they partnered up with a local college, and nursing students will be there doing their clinics and those kind of things. We have no immediate needs for the other parcels, but to echo what Mr. Rodriguez said, what we're trying to do is go ahead and get this finalized so that we can simplify the leases and then offer the other sites for lease to purchase, those type of projects. The city's been great to work with. I can't thank y'all enough. But if you have any questions, I stand ready.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Ricky?
No, the only one I have is on the road end, you have a utility servitude in addition to an 80-foot roadway. Is that just because that's where they put the utility?
Yes, sir. See, that roadway, if you remember, was actually cut in before we bought the property. The Prevets had their own DOTD permit, and it cut that in.
Right.
And when we went in for our modification of the existing DOTD permit, the state actually made us compress. So we have a lot of room there, to your point, plenty of room. So that's kind of why that shook out
I mean,
that
the only
way.
thing I say is I like pedestrian access, but that's a building permit issue. It's not it's not a subdivision issue. But I do like, I don't know if you're gonna put any kind of sidewalks in to be able to have people walk. You know, they could walk to McDonald's or walk to,
I see what you're saying, and when we do something with parcel 5 and parcel 4,
Yeah.
we'll look at that.
well.
We'll make sure that we have the
and
room
even
for
along
that.
Quebec Boulevard, you know, that people could walk from whatever that roundabout is out to, you know, go to those different businesses that are along.
Sure.
Anyway, that'd be my suggestion. Put a
Okay.
sidewalk.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Commissioners, any other questions or comments? If not,
Thank
I'll
you.
move to, we'll do tentative first. Is it tentative and
This is
preliminary?
tentative.
Just tentative?
Right.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'll certainly move to approve said tentative. Oh, should we have something from the engineer? There was some issue on access and maintenance of the private detention ponds and,
No, we're not taking ownership of the detention ponds, we're not going to be maintaining them, those are owned by the private.
they're all gonna be private, so. Okay. Again, I'll move
Miss-
to approve tentative approval.
approve in effect.
Okay, Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Mr. Davidson?
Yes.
Ms. Swords?
Yes.
Mr. Celestine?
Yes.
Mr. Villery?
Yes.
Mr. Rock?
Okay. Done, thank you. Do we have any other business?
You will have a December meeting. It's going to be on December 11th, so it's
December 11th.
it's early. And we're going to pass out your packets now, if you're okay with that. The only thing missing out of the packet is there's going to be one planning case and 2 zoning cases. And the second zoning case, I don't have my staff report finished yet. It's a Highway 21 overlay review, preliminary site review. So that will be coming probably by next Monday, which is the deadline to get everything to you. But because there's a lot in it, I wanted you to have it in time to review everything.
What
Because
we
we
have.
have
Okay.
a few different things, so we're going
All
to
right.
handle
So
that.
on next month's calendar is the re-subdivision of the property on New Hampshire
Yes,
15?
yes.
Is that the only case?
That's the only planning case. The zoning cases are the Highway 21 overlay where the St. Tammany Hospital, they're going to tear down their current facility and build a new women and children's clinic. And then this is 71-338, I think it is, Highway 21. It was a nursing care facility, I think, before. I'm not familiar. It's been vacant, I think.
We're not going to fill the room.
You
And
know
then-
where it is.
I don't think so. And then the second case is a zoning application to create a PUD in the historic district, and that one might attract a few attention.
A PUD.
PUD,
A pub.
a planned unit developed, but it's combined. It's going to be residential and commercial.
Where is that going to be?
Right now, it's the vacant land across from the Southern Hotel on the corner of Vermont and East Boston.
Awesome. I'll find it next.
You know where it is.
There's big yellow signs up already, so. All right, if Bridget doesn't mind, if you hand up the package.
Okay, is that it?
That's it.
Well, with that, all in favor of adjournment? Adjourn. Meeting's over.